What if fights are a big topic in fiction because they allow the reader to transcend and experience the manga at a whole nother level? If you understand your source material enough, then you can make what if battles that the artist or mangaka hasn't even thought of and maybe even come to a conclusion of your own. What's going on YouTube? My name's Six. Welcome back to the channel. I am a little bit sick, so excuse my voice. But today, I wanted to talk about my favorite what if Demon Slayer battle. I want to give spoilers for the Demon Slayer manga immediately, and also I want to say that this video just kind of goes into shipping value. I know that's not too praised in shonen manga, but you know, I love romance, and I'm sorry. And with that being said, I wanted to talk about my favorite what if fight that could have happened in Demon Slayer: Giyuu and Sanemi versus Upper Moon to Douma. Now, I want to make this very clear. I do not claim to be a power scaler, though I tend to have debates in certain topics in that relevance. I am not a power scaler. I simply just wanted to push this narrative, and I think it would be an enjoyable fight. I am not a power scaler. The three reasons I believe this fight will be interesting is the special character interactions, the parallels that will get founded, and the action of Upper Moon 2 Douma versus two of the strongest Hashira. From Giyu's lackluster attitude to Sanemi's over and abrasive, violent nature, I believe these interactions with Upper Moon 2 Douma will be yin and yang of some sort. I strongly believe Douma would have a lot of dialogue mocking Shinobu's death, directly met with silence from Giyuu and resilience to talk to a demon. To contrast Giyu's lackluster attitude, I believe Sanemi would be very threatening and share a lot of vulgar language towards Douma. I also think he would try to remind Douma about Kanao, a Hashira Giyuu and Sanemi once stood before, Shinobu's older sister. And realization that Shinobu and her older sister have both fallen to this demon would enrage these Hashiras in ways they've never felt before. Avenging Kanao and avenging Shinobu makes this fight even more interesting, especially because these two characters never got along, and then now would be able to find common ground against a shared enemy, one who's taken their lovers away from them. And that's all for these special interactions. I'm sure there'll be more and similar, but those are the basics. Now, it's a little bit more obvious when you pay attention to character dynamics or you're very analytic like me, but Giyuu and Sanemi are very much so parallels of each other. Just to list a few things, they have a sparring scene together, they are the last two Hashira to survive, one is loud and arrogant while the other is cool, calm, and collected, and they share multiple scenes of them being frustrated with one another, which is a common anime rivalry trait. Even in multiple illustrations, they have moments where they clash swords to make red blades or dive or pose with one another. It's evident. If that's not enough for you, there's also the parallel of Sanemi losing his younger brother while Giyuu loses his younger sister. Furthermore, they have different sides of their Demon Slayer mark, Sanemi being on his left cheek and Giyuu's being on his right. Even their relationship with the main character is flipped. While Giyuu gives his life to protect Tanjiro and Nezuko, Sanemi resents Tanjiro and even tried to assassinate Nezuko. And though, yes, it is unconfirmed, I think the relationship of Sanemi and Kane with Shinobu and Giyuu are definitely a consistent parallel. If that doesn't convince you, I'd like you to go reread or rewatch Demon Slayer and look at the character dynamics they actually truly do share. It's kind of a marvel. Even down to their breathing styles and fighting techniques, how Sanemi is unpredictable and aggressive, Giyuu is calculated and swift. And these are the parallels I'd like to see expressed in the fight of Upper Moon 2 Douma versus these two Hashira. Next is the action. Now, this part is going to seem extremely fanfic based, but I just want to give a direct rundown on how I believe the situation would go. I believe that the two Hashira will engage Douma and he will use his ice clones and stall the Hashira for a little bit longer, but I do believe during the fight there will be multiple moments where they're enraged. I believe the cue would be Douma mentioning the death of both of his sisters, allowing them to both unlock their Demon Slayer marks simultaneously. I do believe that these two marked Hashira would be able to defeat and behead Douma, but this is where I change it a lot. I believe Douma would be able to regrow his head, even with Shinobu's poison inside of him, because I think the Hashira would be able to decapitate Douma faster than Inosuke and Kanao could, so the poison hasn't set in yet. And as Douma regenerates his head, I believe the second it goes back to normal, he will begin to melt, and that's when Shinobu's poison would take place. He would melt to the floor, try to use his ice clones, and be decapitated again by the two Hashira swiftly, maybe even with their red blades in combination. When the poison is too much for Douma to regenerate again, his head would disintegrate on the floor, and the last thing he sees is Shinobu's smile, along with Kane. And yeah, YouTube, this is my favorite Demon Slayer what if fight. It's definitely ship based because, Giyuu and Shinobu are just really adorable and I like them a lot. But it's also very cool because Giyuu and Sanemi are some of my favorite Hashira, and I do believe they're direct rivals. And looking and reading Demon Slayer has made me come to that conclusion all the more. Do hope you guys enjoyed the video. It's been your boy Six, and remember to be good people. If you made it this far in the video, comment water bug. I think that's the common used name for the Giyuu and Shinobu ship because of the insect and the water breathing. The breathing sounds is pretty cute.